New disclosures from prosecutors about Reuben Ebron, what the News 4 Jax investigators are learning from text messages that investigators say he sent to his mother before the disappearance of Lonzie Barton. In one of those text messages, Wanda Barton calls her son a sociopath. Ebron, the boyfriend of the missing child's mother, is scheduled to go on trial in January on child neglect and other charges.
He has not been charged with the boy's death, although police still consider him the prime suspect in that case. News 4 Jax investigator Vic Michelucci joining us live from downtown after digging through Ebron's text messages, which we have obtained from the state attorney's office. Vic?
And these messages show that his mother was very clearly upset with his lifestyle. There are hundreds of text messages that I went through all throughout the day, and they appear to show Reuben Ebron buying and selling illegal drugs regularly in the months and days before Lonzie Barton disappeared. Now, as of now, this is not allowed to be evidence in his trial, but that could change. These records show an apparent hostile exchange between Reuben Ebron and his mother, Wanda, where she calls him a pathological liar and a sociopath. The messages came in the months before toddler Lonzie Barton disappeared while in Ebron's care. She writes, "I despise your stupidity and lack of remorse for your behavior." Ebron's mother goes on to say that he was raised better than this, and his alleged drug dealing and dating life were out of hand. Reuben replied, "You worried about everybody else's life, but you ain't worried about your own, and look what's happening." Later, his mom would warn, "Karma, lol. Yours will be here soon. Seriously, you should get a job so you can get a good lawyer. But that probably won't matter because God don't like ugly." Those are just a few of the hundreds of text messages obtained by prosecutors who appear to be trying to show the jury that Ebron was dealing all kinds of drugs, selling them regularly at his home and around Jacksonville while he was watching Lonzie and other children. They say that is child neglect.
The prosecution is going to have to show with these texts that these affected the child. Not just that he may have been going off and doing a drug deal, not that he may have been off with somebody he shouldn't have been with.
Attorney Gene Nichols, not involved in the case, says this is evidence the state wants, and the defense doesn't. The judge has already ruled that all of these messages won't be shown to the jury, but prosecutors have a chance to get some admitted as evidence in Ebron's trial.
But if they can establish that at the times that he's with the child, that he's participating possibly in a drug deal, he's participating in other activities that would clearly show that he's not taking care of the child, that's when a judge would decide, yes, these should probably come in.
So essentially, Nichols says these text messages are a point for prosecutors to prove to the jury that he was negligent, that he was careless, and he likely had to do with Lonzie Barton's disappearance. Now, I reached out to both sides of the case, the state attorney's office and the public defender's office who represents Reuben Ebron, but both of them told me they could not comment because this case is ongoing. Reuben Ebron remains here at the Duval County Jail where I'm live. Downtown, Vic Michelucci, Channel 4, the local station.